You know, I haven't heard your music, but word is you guys are hot. Sizzling.
Discovering new music is easy, but finding a hit record takes talent.
Are you ready? Are you ready for the stage, big screen, TV?
It's the A&R Room on Sway in the Morning.
All right, man. It's the A&R Room. Rich Nice, how you doing? Good morning, Rich Nice.
I'm here, fresh off the bird.
Your favorite producer's favorite producer. You may know Rich Nice from being with Trackmasters. I always like to repeat Rich that he worked signing 50 Cent, signing Nas, working with Jay-Z, Mariah Carey, J-Lo. I'm running out of breath. Rich Nice is here.
Good to be here. Good to be here with everybody in the room. I love you all.
Love you too, Rich. Also today, man, I got my brethren here. I remember the first time ever seeing him perform live. I was in Oakland, California, my hometown. People was telling me about this kid. His name was ringing bells. You know, me and my brother said, man, listen, and my cousin, I think Cousin Clee was with me, and then Rab was with me. And I said, man, let's slip up in there, man. He from the town. Let me see what it's really about. He had a show downtown, man, and I swear I learned more about the audience in Oakland that night than I had in a long time because I didn't know. Yeah. The audience that this man had attracted. I was like, wow, it was beautiful. It was diverse. It was 95% women. I hadn't seen that before. And that was, 7 days. A week had came out at that time. Week after next had came out. And when he came up on the show, we were talking about GMFU.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And he's here today to talk about his new 98th tour.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah.
98th, I know, represents what?
Oh, Oakland. Town business.
I
wear it strong. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome him. Oakland's finest, Adrian Marcel is back.
Thank you. It feels good.
You know,
thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's good to see you.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. It's good to be here, man, especially in this circumstance, man.
Isn't it a trip?
Yeah,
for
real.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's some real shit, man. I love you, bro.
I love you too, man.
I never told you, I want to say that to you, man.
Hey, real spill, man. I appreciate it. That's, I feel like we don't really, especially men, black men, you know what I'm saying? We ain't showing enough love to each other, you know what I'm saying? So really, like, my whole steez these days is just love, man. It's just positivity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pushing my independent grind, but I'm able to push it in a way where people can see that it's genuine, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm out here spreading the good word. You know what I'm saying? Spreading good game, like basically just trying to teach everybody to believe in themselves, invest in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And just do good with people. Just be good to people.
Be good to people. It's interesting you say that because he don't just talk it, he walk it. Yeah. We'll get into this new project, but I saw you post last year. It was a post, I want to say was your father, you and I might have been your lady, I'm not sure. Okay. And you were talking about buying a house. But the whole time you wasn't bragging about buying a house. You was saying, look at me.
Yeah.
My parents installed these morals, these principles in me, and it transferred over. I want to put it to you. We're going to build. We bought the house, but we're going to rebuild it from ground up.
So for a while I was looking for, a home or whatever, a house out there, but I knew I wanted to be in the town. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I wanted to have my staple, my property in Oakland. You know what I mean? Especially since everybody's coming there now, since it's becoming a hub and it's, being real regentrified and everything. So I found a spot, and it was crazy because the house is like a disaster. It's a wreck. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no trappy?
It's definitely the trap house right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's open season for, like, a lot of what's going on. They got the squatters and stuff, and all that. So when I got it, I walked through it, and everybody else was like, Adrian, no. Like, this ain't it. Don't do it. This is a lot of work. And I just remember as a kid, I didn't have weekends. I didn't have summer breaks because I was too busy working on my house with my parents. I wasn't able to go kick it. They were like, look, you want this room? You want a big room? You're going to build your room. You know what I mean? So I hated it, though. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I can't kick it. I can't do nothing. But it showed me now as I'm older, I'm looking at it. I got my kids. They coming in the house looking like, what is this, Dad? You know what I mean? My daughter, she's 6 years old. She like, I don't want this house.
She said that?
Yeah, she's like, I don't want this house. We need another one.
And walked out.
And walked out. So, but I'm like, listen, it just builds character.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially for children. And I know that I was changed, whether I was conscious of it or not. Doing that with my father and my parents and watching them work and to see now what they were doing for us. Like their home is the hub for all of us, my brothers and sisters. Like that's the house. When you say where you at, I'm at the house. We at Bill and Nays, my parents. Right. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, why go out and try to make up and say, okay, well, I can't have this, but I'll take this. Nah, I'm gonna build everything I want. You know what I mean? And I wanted to let the people know, like, it's not always about stunting. It's not always about like, oh, I went and bought the fattest house. Nah, I went and bought something that's gonna take some time to build.
Yes.
And that's gonna teach my kids to appreciate it. That's gonna teach me to appreciate it. This is my first home for real. Like this is my house. This is, you know what I mean, my residence.
Yeah.
It ain't like I'm
deed is
paying
in your
rent.
name.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm paying a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have something that would really just build some real equity in the city. You know what I'm saying? And the neighborhood I'm in is so dope that we're the youngest.
Where you at?
Off Belvedere.
That's on
Belvedere. That's like right in between
Fruitvale?
High Street. Yeah, right in Street, the High Street, Fruitvale area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So around the
That's a nice little area.
Around the vicinity, you got the
Right.
you got the stuff. You in it. But in my little corners, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We got some.
It's funny because it's small pockets that it's like, oh, this block.
I'm trying to tell you, you make one turn, you like, wait a minute.
Shit, that's Fleming
Where
Street.
we at? Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that was my neck of the woods. I grew up around there. You know what I mean? I was getting into trouble all the time over there. So, I felt like I knew I wanted to keep my kids in Oakland. Like I fight for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm always getting pulled LA, Atlanta, whatever, but I don't want my kids to learn it nowhere else first. Like I want them to have that Oakland root. You know what I mean? And I want to be the one to give it to them, especially, with a home that they can feel like, they built it. They put they brick and mortar in it too. You know what I'm saying? So, and everything I do, I try to teach it and give it out. You know what I mean? To others, like, not saying I know all the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the most knowledgeable at everything, but when I learn it, I want to give it up. Like they say the game is to be sold, not told. Well, I don't believe that.
You're going to tell it,
I'm gonna
not sell it.
I'm going to tell it. Like, why sit here and sell it to my people? Like, I don't want to sell it back to you. I want to give you the game so you could do it too. Like, it's enough room. What do a candle lose by lighting another one? You feel me?
Some Oakland shit right there. Sway in the morning, Adrian Marcel.
Love it.
Right there. What does a candle lose? You brought up your kids. How many you have?
I got 3.
You got 3 now?
I got an 11-year-old. I got a 6-year-old, and my son is 11 months.
Yeah, I saw you post earlier.
Yeah.
You posted. You got to see this video with him and his son in it. Your son is so adorable. Yo,
thank you, man. He a trip.
That dude is adorable, man.
Yeah, when I had him, man, I thought that I was going to be that father that's like, man, I want my son to have all the girls and be the coolest dude in school, because I wasn't, what I mean? But I was like, nah. I want him to be focused, especially with what's going on in the world and how things are. I want him to be focused. Like, what do you want to do? Forget the girls, forget all of that. Like, what are you into? You know what I mean? Because you my legacy now.
Yeah.
Now I have something I have to do what I need to do. It ain't just, not to say that my girls didn't matter. They do. They're super important. But my son, like they gonna go out and meet some dude, they gonna meet some dude.
They gonna
and
break your heart.
He gonna just take him from me. He just gonna snatch him away
And
from me.
they not gonna have your last name anymore.
And they not gonna represent the last name, unless my daughter is just like, nah. My oldest daughter, she kind of bossy, so she might make him.
With a
She
dash.
might make him keep that, but I know, my son. Like he's gonna carry it on.
He's gonna carry it on.
He's gonna carry that on. So I was praying and hoping that this third one for me, because it was it. Period. So I was like, if I get another girl, I know God just ain't seeing fit for me to have, Yeah. But like you said, I was doing a lot of working out, man, and I guess all that testosterone just
Push through.
push through. You feel me?
Gave you a son.
There
You gotta
you go.
see. Adrian got a new body now. I didn't know. Did you take shots or anything?
Yeah, built
What you on GMOs? What do you call it?
Nah, man, all natural, all
You
natural.
ain't taking
man.
no horse shots? No,
Nah.
with them horse hormones, nothing like that?
Nah, man. I'm gonna tell you, I honestly, man, just been trying to be on a super health tip. Honestly,
Okay.
you know, I think about like 6, 7 months ago, man, I had shot the video for Slow Burn off the 98 project. And I was shooting it, man, and I had all these, you know, I executive produced the video. I was juiced, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I done picked out the clothes. I'm going to be in the tank top on this part, you know. And I looked at the playback. And that was the sound I made.
Okay.
Okay, so this coming out? Yeah, let's cut all the tank top scenes.
Did you really cut the tank top scenes?
Most of them. So the director, shout out to Keone Marks, he was like adamant about having this mirror scene. So I just told him, well, let's just crop the love handles out. You know?
Okay, the mushrooms.
That's real.
The mushrooms, you know what I'm saying?
What you call that? The
Muffin
side
top.
muffin.
Yeah,
Muffin
you know,
top.
yeah.
Muffin top.
I'm like, I'm an R&B singer. I can't be looking like, you know, come on now. So
Pudgy.
I told myself, I said that and I mean that day I told him, I said I am fasting and I am and I'm gonna start eating right and I'm gonna start working out for real, and from there it just I just got deeper and deeper in it, and now it's kind of like a lifestyle for me, man.
Yeah, it looks good on you, man. Got me
Appreciate it.
motivated. The
Appreciate
98
it.
project. We're gonna talk about that. You said when you mentioned I'm an R&B singer, and I was thinking about the conversation that was all last year about what was it
The
King of R&B. Yo, man.
Here we go.
Y'all don't want listen.
Hey.
listen.
But they weren't saying your name.
Nah, they not. They don't need to say my name. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
People want to kill the king. People want to come for the king. I don't want them to come for me, man. You know, I just want to do my thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want my own kingdom, my own castle. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm building. I mean, I feel like anytime you self-proclaim yourself at all, like I can't really go for it.
Can't go
Like,
for
you
it.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm never gonna self-proclaim myself. You know, if there's fans out there that think AM is the king of R&B, all right, cool. I feel like I got a lot of work to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, it's not really about being having no title. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be legendary, man. I just want people to be able to look back at the music and the moves and the actions that I've took and say, man, like I can follow this too. I can this is a blueprint that I can respect, you know, and honor. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't make you, though, just in your competitive spirit, go, these motherfuckers. Why they not saying me? I got out seen.
But you know, I guess for me, I feel like it's just so much unfinished business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
feel
I
you.
had a moment, you know, I had a moment like we got to number 4 on the Billboard. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? We still got to get to number 1. You
I
know?
feel you.
So before I can claim it, it's like, okay, well, look, if they not saying my name, that just mean I got to work a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? I got to do something better than I did it, or I got to be a little smarter, whatever it is. But, you know, I'm not going. I don't like to dwell on it, man. I'm too busy working.
No, you independent now. You got more stuff to think about.
Exactly.
It's funny you say that.
Exactly.
I was at a gifting suite. Get Adrian some water too, if it's something over
Because
there.
he see me with
Yeah. I see he about to get the yuck mouth in a second. He's gonna play I Got 5 on it.
Baby.
Don't do me like that, Sway. Come on, man. I'm finally back up here. Don't do me like that.
Yo, Sway, cut that scene out.
Yo, cut that out of the tank top
Real,
thing.
talk to him. Talk to him.
It's interesting that the last time you were here, because you said you were back up here, Lizzo was on the show the same day.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
And she going crazy.
And she going
now.
crazy. She put out that coconut oil EP, and you were up here. That same, remember that?
Yeah.
The same day. And when you see, knowing that, because at that point, people, we've had Lizzo about 3 times by that point.
Yeah.
And we're like,
Wow.
yo, they just don't get it yet.
Wow.
Now they all get it. Most nominations at the Grammys. I mean, you hear her song on every corp commercial you see,
Yeah.
you know, and she's performing, she's touring, she's headlining first.
Yeah.
For Bonnaroo.
Bonnaroo.
Wow.
She broke up, but was she the first
I want to say first female.
solo female to headline
Yes.
Yes.
Bonnaroo?
Wow.
And y'all were at the same, well, I ain't gonna say the same place because y'all put in work at different times, but is that inspiring to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I just look at my career, man, like it's never ending. You know what I mean? It's like bus stops. You know what I mean? Some buses come quick, some take a little longer. You know, BART stations, like especially in the town, you know, you might be waiting on the Antioch train for hours.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
But I think it's just about your patience. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right, you feel me? But patience is truly a virtue, man. I look at it like it's all God's plan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm here right now, man. I'm on Sway because of me and the team that I partner with. Like, you know what I'm saying? On my terms.
Yeah.
I think that's bigger than anything else.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to say I'm up here representing Third Voice Music Group, my company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wearing my merchandise. You know what I'm saying? 98th and Mac. Like I think that's a huge step.
Absolutely.
So instead of me looking like where I'm not, where am I?
Hello.
Where was I? You know what I mean? I think that we get so caught up in, you know, social media and what's going on and what other people are doing. I don't have time to think about that. And I'm going to be real. Like, I just got off that in top of 2020.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I just got off of it. I think 2019 was just a reflective year. Was a year for me to sit back and get all of the rest of that negativity out. You know what I mean? Like, feed it all out. You know, the bitterness, the whatever just wasn't good for me and my body and my soul, man. It had to just get out, get released, you know. And 2020, I posted something. I said, man, 2020 already feel different.
Yeah.
Like, I look at people and I'm inspired by everybody. Like, man, you having your time. You know what I'm saying? You having your time, and that's beautiful. Like, why would I sit back and think that I wouldn't have my time too?
Adrian Marcel, man.
Yeah,
The 98 Project. 98th and MacArthur is the shirt he has on right there.
98th and Mac,
MacArthur,
man.
and my grandmother lives, one of my father's mother, my grandmother lived off of 98th in that area. That's also, I believe, the corner that Jacka life was taken, right?
Yeah.
Jacka, we've had Jacka on the show. He came
Yeah.
up here with Freeway that time.
Yeah.
Oakland icon. Yes, what's that right there?
So I got
Adrian
some more.
Marcel.
I got some more coming. This right here. This for you, Sway, man.
And then the
98th and Mac, man.
Man, so
dope.
thank you,
98th and
brother.
Mac.
Oh,
That's
man.
brother.
Beautiful.
What size is it? What size is it?
It's your size.
It's my
It's your
size.
size. It's your size. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we from the
medium.
town.
Make it your
But
size.
it run large. It run large. It run large.
Motivational
It's gonna pop out. It's gonna pop the arms out.
No, check it. It runs large. Now I can say I wear a medium when I walk outside. There ain't no large, ain't no XL, kid.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love your approach to life, and that slow burn song, I think, is indicative of everything.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
a bigger meaning. Just
Oh, I'm glad that you said that.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. When I first started working on 98 period, I told myself it has to be different. It has to have more meaning than just, you know, I wanted to do a project on my own. You know, it was more about reflecting and being symbolic to my life, for real. You know, so, you know, when I started working on the music, it was where am I at right now? How am I feeling? You know, what type of feeling do I want to put out? And then once I finished it, I said, all right, I have to be strategic with what I'm releasing, because whether people get it or not, I want them to feel it. So Slow Burn was like me telling myself, you're taking a new step. You're going into this independent realm, and the way that you're going into it is not like saying, oh, I don't need nobody, but it's to say, like Will said, I got to do it alone.
gotta do it alone.
I got to do it alone first. I got to show you. You know what I mean? And I understand that that's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be a slow burn, but it's going to burn. It's going to burn those who are hearing it. You know what I'm saying? So let it be slow. Let it marinate, you know? And every song that I did on that project, it was like it was a deeper meaning. It was just very symbolic. Like, it was me saying, really, that's why I called it 98. I didn't have a name until I finished it. And I told myself, I'm like, okay, this feels like I just got back to that kid who was confident as hell, living on 98th and Mac, like getting in all kind of trouble, but you couldn't tell me nothing. I was a light-skinned singing dude.
Right.
And they was like, man, that's the dude right there. So I wanted to get back to that. You know, at some point, as I got signed and as I went further in my career, like most artists do, we get caught up in the lights. We get caught up in the teams. We get caught up with all the people that come in and start to control things and start to tell you which way is best. And you start to think that that's the only way it will work,
Right.
is by doing it their way. And then you get lost. And I had to really take myself as like, man, you blessed, because a lot of people go into that number 4 on the billboards, and then you're not hearing it the way you hearing it. People lose their sanity.
They lose their sanity.
People lose their sanity because they so used to people screaming their name, calling their name. Everybody love you. Oh, I love you. You're going to be a star. I love you. And then, who's that?
Right.
Tell them to wait. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you kind of lose your sanity in that. But for me, I was able to go back and find mine, my kids, my family. You know what I'm saying? Like myself. And I was able to bounce back. So I look at it like I'm in a better position than ever. You know what I'm saying?
Did you go seek help at all? Did you sit down with any therapists, or you
No.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, man, I was just telling one of my homegirls the other day, like, I truly believe in therapy, though. Like, you know, I wish that I would have been able to, but I kind of had to do some self therapy, you know. But I think that it's awesome, like, to have somebody you can talk to have somebody that you can release to and vent to, you know, without any judgment. You know, without worrying about hurting somebody else, and without it just becoming messy. Sometimes you just want to, you know, have your feelings. You don't want to hear about the right side. You just want to be on your side. You know.
Yeah.
And now I've found like that, you know, that happiness in being able to talk out things, and you know, because especially in my position, I don't have somebody that's like, you know, can't say that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Beware of this. Beware of that. You know, my team, we growing every day, but it's really on me now to say, okay, Adrian, you can't just be doing the venting. You can't just be going into these rants, or you can't just, this is like, you are not only the artist, but you the business, you the CEO. Yeah. So I have to bounce in and out of those characters. Even with this tour, like, I have to bounce in and out of, you know, being the artist, working on the music, but then also like figuring out the bookings with the booking agents and, and negotiations and this and that, and what we gonna do for this, and how many people we flying over here, how many people we getting this, how are we getting there, you know, all these different things that come into play now. So, you know, I think that after this, I'm definitely going to put myself more into that, though. You know what I mean? Just to keep that hold on sanity. You feel me?
Right. Adrian Marcel. Go to AdrianMarcelMusic.com so you can purchase tickets for his tour. Kicks off today. Tonight at SOBs.
Yeah.
You know, if you're in the tri-state area, he's going to be going to Philly, Chicago, Atlanta, and Houston. Yeah. Rich Nights, you going to be there?
I'm going to be there. In the building.
Come on, come through.
Was the musical process different from major to independent? Obviously, the budgets are different. Obviously, you know, the timing is different. Now you're more in control. You don't have to really listen, like you were saying. You don't have to listen to someone else's thought and their process. Right. How did you put it together? What was the...
You know, I'm going to be so honest, man. I hope it don't come off corny. I hope it don't come off lame to some people. But, man, it's really just giving it to God. It's letting him take control, for real. So, you know, I remember in 2018, it was around November, December, and I was just saying to myself, I'm like, man, ain't nobody answering the phone. You know, I'm trying to get in the studio. I'm trying to, you know what I mean? All these people that was, you know, that was family, you know, like you trying to hook up and it's not happening, you know? And he like, man, all right, how I'm gonna figure this out? Because one thing I'm not gonna do is pay for studio time. So
let's be honest.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just sorry. I'm not going to pay for studio time. I'll go get a laptop. I'll figure out Pro Tools. You know what I mean? And I did. I took that time and said, all right, let me figure out how to produce my music. Let me figure out how to mix and master my music. Let me figure that out. So I took that whole year to say, I'm not working on any music. I'm working on the production process, like how to put it together. So when I started that, all of a sudden, I got a call from a homeboy of mine I hadn't talked to in years. He like, yo, man, I got the studio. You know what I mean? I'll give you a key. You can use it. You know? So I'm thinking, all right, what's the catch? Right. You know what I mean? Like, how many songs you need? How many, you know, you're going to be able to come in whenever you want. You know, and shout out to Mike Dash out there because he gave me the key and was like, man, it's on y'all. Do your thing. Whoever you want to bring in here, it's yours. And we got in there and it became a party every Tuesday and Thursday night. That's where we started. We was just like Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's just get in and let's just work, you know? And I started to bring in other musicians. I started to bring in other homies, and we just started, you know, collaborating on the music, you know? And it was different because I learned that it don't take all this money that these labels spending out these budgets to make it. You know what I mean? These artists are being convinced that you need to spend all of this for it to be successcill. Like, no. The music should be the easiest part. You could do that at the crib.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of the music I make it in the bed while I'm putting my son to sleep. Like it's
What song did you make in bed? Was it
Hey,
automatic?
Automatic.
Had to be automatic.
Hey, you got to hear the lyrics automatic, so you know what I'm talking about.
I was sitting there and he going to sleep, you know, and it's around that, you know, what Ray Charles say around that 9 o'clock hour, 10 o'clock hour, man, you know, and I'm like, man, go to bed, bro. Come on, man, go to bed, bro. And it's just, you know, you pinning it, but I just don't believe in now, because I've done this process, because I've created a whole project myself, or I can't say myself, with my team,
right.
You know what I mean? But we created this entire project, and it was so cost effective.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And the first thing I was doing every time I played it for people, like I was quiet, I'm like, you know, think it's like, oh man, it's slapping, oh man, the sound, like who mixed and mastered this? Right.
Exactly.
E-master.
Right.
Like let's stop thinking so deep sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then from that project, from 98th, then came more people who were gifted at what they do, more engineers, more people who like, yo, man, I wanna let me touch it. Let me mix
be a
your
part
stuff.
of it.
Let me master it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at first it was like, oh man, it's gonna be like, you know, 4 racks for the whole. Man, I'm not paying you 4 racks to mix my stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I think the difference in it with the labels is just understanding where your money is really going.
Yeah.
Like understanding what your money is really necessary for. You know, and that's why for me now, I go out and I press it. Like I press it to people. You had somebody on here, Jaywalk.
Jaywalk, yes.
Jaywalk. He was I was at Sway Day too, and he performed.
Yes.
Jaywalk is a part of my nonprofit and Marcel University.
Yeah.
And it's a mentorship program, and I started at Oakland School for the Arts. You know, and now we've been blessed to be in conversations with, you know, UCLA and other HBCUs now. But my whole thing has been, you know, the youth is where our next legends are gonna come from. You know, these younger kids. You know,
absolutely.
Not even just the college, but these high school kids, these middle school kids. They're super talented, especially in my hometown, all over the world, but the ones I know especially in my hometown, and they don't get that light all the time. And it's so easy for somebody to come in and say, flaunt some money in front of them, flaunt some paperwork in front of them, you know, put some people in their face and say, hey man, they like you, sign with us, you know. And I'm teaching them now, like, look, bet on yourself.
Yeah.
While you have the opportunity here, what I didn't realize, I had all of these options around me, and I was still looking for this person and that person and that.
Right.
It's like, look in your phone. I'm telling them, you got a producer right here sitting by you. You got a writer right here sitting by you. Why y'all not teaming up? Why y'all not making y'all music? Why y'all not, okay, you got music out. Do you have a PRO? Have you started to register your music?
Yeah.
What about your mechanical royalties? Like, these are things that I wasn't taught.
Right.
These are things that nobody was sitting me down and saying, look, this is all the different avenues your money comes from. All I was taught was this show money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
This
show
show
money.
money. Or you know, you just the bigger you get, you know. It's,
Right.
man,
When you headline, you'll get the check.
yeah, and it's so much more. I'm like, listen, it's people making millions that you ain't never heard of.
Yeah. And they ain't even got charting songs.
They ain't got no charting songs,
They
and they're good. And for me, it was like, what is the business plan? Am I trying to be the #1 artist in the world? No, because singing is not all I do.
Yeah.
I just did the Bobby DeBarge story
Yeah.
on TV
Yeah,
One.
you did a great job.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like, but for me, it's like that's one of the many things I take serious as an artist. Period. Whether it's acting, singing, producing, writing, whatever it is, I want to give my all to it, and I feel like I'm good at it. You know what I mean? So I want to teach these kids, like, listen, invest in yourself first. Don't try to rush to get the deal. These record deals will come at any time. 50. I mean, you could be a 50-year-old now and get a record.
Get a record deal.
And get a hit record. Look at Lil Duval.
Yeah.
You know
killing
what I mean?
it.
Like killing it.
Got a new album coming.
Killing it. I've loved Lil Duval since the beginning. And then to look up now and to see how big it is, it's like, listen, again, God's time.
There it is.
Patience.
Dara, we got Adrian Marcel. Real quick, Dara, what you want to say?
Hey, Adrian, this is Dara Northcroft. I was your
Oh my
teacher
gosh, how
at
you
St.
doing, Miss
Apple.
Northcroft?
This is middle school
This is my
teacher.
middle school social science teacher. Wow. Social study teacher, yes.
I am blown away right now driving to work. I'm like, oh my God, it's Adrian. I just want to tell you, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
will
you.
always remember you singing Lift Every Voice and Sing at our Black History performance at St. Pascal's.
Yes.
And
Wow.
just blowing us all away. I am just like super, super proud of you.
Thank you
And I
so
just
much.
wanted to let you know that.
She tells me every time we bump into each other, she tells me just how proud she is and that she just remembers me. And I don't know if you remember, Ms. Northcroft, but we did a project and we had to the whole project was based around where we see ourselves, when we get older. And I remember I found it maybe a couple months ago and I was reading it and everything that I was saying in it, I'm doing. And she's one of the
willed it to happen.
Yeah, but it came from the opportunity that you gave for me to write that down and put that in the world. So I thank you and I appreciate
You did a great job as a teacher, Dara.
Thank you so much.
All right, and you're a citizen.
Let's wait and see.
All right.
Thank you.
Listen, Dr. Oz is outside, but Adrian, really great to have you on the show today and hear this evolution.
Thank you.
This development you've had, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds. Citizens, support this young man. AdrianMarcelMusic.com. Make sure you get the tickets for
Get
the
your
tour.
tickets,
Get
man.
your merch.
Get your merch. Shout out to Oaklandish for partnering up with me. Another Bay Area, representative. So I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate everybody who's listening.
Is Ray still? You and Ray still cool?
Oh yeah, we still
Ray
cool.
So
For sure, yeah.
So has he's a mentor though, right? Raphael?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
Okay.
Ray, when I first had released Slow Burn, he hit me. He was like, "Man, this is a record, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it."
Okay.
For me, I needed to step back, and I took some time from music for a minute. You know what I mean? And at that point, I know Ray has started to get back and do his thing too.
Yeah.
And for me, I wanted to make sure that on this go round, that people just knew me.
Adrian Marcel, ladies and gentlemen. 98th. That's the project. Pick it up.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing. Couple songs I want to talk about. We'll get to it next time, but he got some bangers on here. I want to play the Your World song.
Yeah.
Got a nice global feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You produced it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's you?
Produced it with my man Marty from Hello Yellow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. But
Wrote it with Jane Hancock.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys support him. Adrian Marcel, Sway in the Morning.